Aloha everyone, welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. I apologize if you hear a leaf blower and or a lawnmower. For some reason, every freaking day, people in this neighborhood are mowing their lawns. I don't understand why. Like, quarantine is getting you down that bad? Over the past 3 weeks, I have never in my life seen so many requests for a single video. All of your guys' comments, your guys' messages on Instagram, which by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you totally should. I've been trying to post my pictures, put myself out there and be more, what's the word? Confident? But it's a good time. You should follow me there. During live streams on TikTok, thousands of requests to review Catherine McBroom's skincare line, 1212 Gateway Skincare. If you don't know who Catherine McBroom is, she's from the very popular family vlogger channel, The Ace Family. I'm not gonna lie, I was really hesitant about making this video, but honestly, just due to the sheer amount of requests that I got, which thank you for all of your requests, by the way, because I always like to look at what brands you guys are requesting me to talk about, but I just got so many comments asking for this one that I figured, why not make a video about it? The truth about 1212 Gateway Skincare. I'm going to first talk about the brand overall, the messaging, and then afterwards get into the products and the ingredients because ingredients don't lie, bitch. And then afterwards share my thoughts on the whole brand and whether I think it's worth it or not. So let's get into it. Also in research for this video, I kept thinking it's called 1212 Getaway Skincare, but it's 1212 Gateway Skincare, so that's not helpful at all. So truthfully, this brand launch took me totally by surprise because I've never really associated Catherine McBroom with skincare, nor have I heard the Ace family really delve into skincare. And I would consider it similar to a lot of celebrity skincare brands that you see out there where, you know, you have this musician or you have this actor where they've never really talked about it, but all of a sudden they launch a skincare brand. And I will say, I am personally not opposed to that. I know people have a problem with celebrities releasing skincare brands, but honestly, I could care less. It really just comes down to the formula, how good the formula is, and what the ethics of the brand are. Celebrities typically launch skincare brands as a really smart business strategy. And if there's one thing that the Ace family is, they are very smart business people. But I just want to say in this video, it is solely a reflection of the skincare products and the formulas, not necessarily of the ethics or the brand of the Ace family. I have my reservations and opinions, none of which are helpful to you guys, which is why I'm not going to delve into it. But I do want to make that clarification saying that this video is solely focused on the brand and not the character of Catherine McBroom or the Ace family. On a positive note, I will say that Catherine McBroom did reach out to me personally and offered to send me the products. So thank you, Catherine. I didn't end up accepting because when I went to the website, I found that most of the products were sold out, and honestly, I would rather those products go to someone who wants to purchase them, as opposed to me just having them for free and likely not using the entire bottle. But regardless, thank you, Catherine, for reaching out. Looking at this brand overall, it's definitely apparent that either Catherine or the team that she's working with knows what they're doing when it comes to a skincare brand. It's definitely aesthetically pleasing. The packaging is adorable. Some of the packaging I saw, I was like, wow, that's like really cute, and those colors speak to me. I'm a purple and blue person. They say that they don't test their products on animals. Some of their products are vegan. And what I noticed is that on the website, it says ethically sourced a lot everywhere, but I wasn't able to find any further information about what the sourcing processes are or what the sourcing standards are, which is not necessarily saying it's not true. I just would like a little bit more transparency to know what ethically sourced means. And from what I can see, Catherine worked alongside a dermatologist to formulate these products. And right off the bat, I will say that this doesn't look like a brand that's just throwing products out into the market with shitty formulas and no thought into them. They're definitely well thought out products. But let's get into the juicy part, the products and the ingredients. I'm going to be listing these from my least favorite to my favorite, starting with the Starseed Eye Cream. But in order to kind of paint the picture why this is my least favorite product, I have to first talk about the moisturizer, the Meadow Flower Moisturizer. Now this one appears to be one of her star products. It's $26 for 1.4 ounces. So for a normal size moisturizer, that would be like a little over $30. Not terrible. And looking at the ingredient list, there are some good ingredients. There's shea butter, which is great for deeply moisturizing the skin. Meadow Foam Seed Oil, which seems to be the star ingredient of the entire line. Meadow Foam Seed Oil is really rich in fatty acids, which means it's going to do a really good job of moisturizing the skin. I like seeing Meadow Foam Seed Oil, but it's rare that I find it formulated in a product that feels nice on my combination to oily skin, because it's typically formulated in more rich, nourishing, really hydrating formulas, which is something my oily ass does not necessarily need. Like, I do need moisture, but any type of heavy consistency makes my skin so oily that the USA immediately wants to conquer it. Oh god, that joke never gets old. For this moisturizer specifically, looking at the other ingredients, it's definitely apparent that this is a richer moisturizer because it's also formulated with avocado oil, a great antioxidant oil that's also really moisturizing, squalane, one of my favorite moisturizing oils for the face, as well as green tea oil, which is great for reducing redness, allantoin, which is good for hydration, ubiquinone, which is more commonly known as Q10, which is a great antioxidant, and tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. Man, that's always difficult to say. Now, honestly, when I started looking through this moisturizer, I was like, wow, this is a pretty good ingredient ingredient list. Like, not gonna lie, I don't know if I'd personally use it because in combination, those oils tend to be really heavy on my skin, but overall, it looks like a good ingredient list. But of course, like in so many brands, there is Rosa Damascena flower oil, which is rose essential oil, and citronellol, eugenol, and geraniol, all of which are fragrant components. Now, normally fragrant components on their own aren't necessarily discouraging to me because they could be present in good natural ingredients, but because I do see that there is an essential oil alongside those fragrant components, that typically means that the fragrance is going to be a little bit stronger. And I will say, as much as I do avoid fragrance on my channel, this isn't terrible. It's primarily one essential oil, although I will say rose essential oil is probably my least favorite smell. That sickly rose smell, I don't know why, I just think of really old creams and President Snow from the Hunger Games. I don't know why, that just comes to mind every time I smell rose, and it's just not my favorite thing. But I will say rose essential oil isn't the most irritating essential oil out there. So overall, this ingredient list doesn't look too terrible, and I would place this as second because my least favorite product is the Starseed eye cream. The reason why I don't really buy into the hype of the eye cream is because the ingredient list is nearly identical to the moisturizer, just without the fragrance and irritating components. Now, I do use some eye creams, and I think eye creams can be beneficial when they have unique aspects to them that target specific concerns. So having like a retinol eye cream where you're able to focus on anti-aging on the under eye area, but not with too strong of a retinol serum that could irritate that under eye area. Or like one of my favorite eye creams out there, the First Day Beauty Niacinamide eye cream. It has this natural pigment that is able to almost color correct the under eye area, but doesn't look like makeup, to be able to help not only brighten the under eye area with the niacinamide, but also gives this nice little tint. And that's something I wouldn't apply to the rest of my face. I wouldn't apply a retinol eye cream to my entire face or a tinted niacinamide eye cream to my entire face. I use those specifically on the under eye area because that's where they're catered to. And I think eye creams like that are beneficial. The problem I have with so many eye creams is that they tend to be nearly identical to the moisturizer and tend to be expensive. Like this one is $22, so not the worst price eye cream out there, but considering it's almost identical to the moisturizer, your moisturizer is going to do the same thing as your eye cream. There's no difference, and a lot of brands like to say that we specifically formulated to be better absorbed by the under eye area and penetrate better, all this kind of stuff. Not true. When it comes to moisturizing the under eye area, you can literally just use your moisturizer. That will work just fine. And I don't like it when I see brands releasing an eye cream that's almost identical to their moisturizers, because it's obvious that it's just kind of a cash grab and they're looking to get more money from their line. And it also kind of sucks because I'm like, well, you could use the eye cream formula on your entire face, but because the price point, I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of expensive, and you kind of have to sacrifice by using the fragrance formula. So it just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for both of these products, but I will say the moisturizer does have some good ingredients. The next one is the Sunray Beauty Oil, which as of the last time I checked the website is the only product in stock. So I would venture to say that this is probably their least popular product. As for ingredients I like, it has rice bran oil. Rice bran has some great like gentle exfoliation ability. Again, meadowfoam seed oil. Babasu oil, which has great antioxidant benefits. Safflower seed oil, which is good for hydration. And tamanu oil, which took me by surprise because I rarely see tamanu oil formulated in a lot of products. It's in my favorite product ever, the Crave Beauty Great Berry Relief. And tamanu oil has not only great moisturizing and hydrating benefits, but it also helps to get rid of pigmentation and dark spots in the skin. It's popular in Korean skincare, but not very popular in Western skincare, and I do like that it's starting to take root in more products here. But the thing I don't like about this product is that it's not only formulated with rose flower oil, it has a term called flavor. I'm not sure why they put flavor specifically in this one. I tend to find that term used more for international ingredient lists, products that are sold in store globally, but flavor is fragrance, as well as citronellol, geraniol, and eugenol. Now, sometimes flavor ingredients can be unique in the sense that if it's formulated in a lip product, there will be some ingredients that add this flavor to it in case you taste it, but for this product specifically, because it is a face oil, you can list some fragrant ingredients under flavor. And you know, more than anything, I do get annoyed at the lack of transparency when brands use fragrance or flavor to be able to not disclose what specific ingredients those are. And given that I've never felt that face oils are necessary in a skincare routine because you can get good moisture with a moisturizer and a face oil is not necessary, most if not all of the dermatologists that I watch on social media, I never see them recommending a face oil. So I just don't think this product is necessary. If you do want to take advantage of some of those tamanu oil benefits, just get the Crave Beauty Great Berry Relief. It's an amazing product. Next is the Galaxy Foaming Cleanser, and immediately when I saw this packaging, I was like, oh my god, this product is adorable. This is a cleanser with really gentle surfactants, which are cleansing agents, so it's not going to overly strip the skin. It has propanediol, which is good for hydrating and moisturizing the skin, glycerin, which is good for hydration, oat kernel flour, which is great for like reducing sensitivity and redness. Oat can be really beneficial for reducing irritation and eczema, as well as allantoin. one. It does have undisclosed fragrance as well as flavor, but you guys know I'm okay with fragrance and wash off cleansers because you're only leaving it on your skin for like 30 to 60 seconds top and then rinsing it off. My big problem with fragrance is when you have to leave it on your skin all day or all night and see that continued exposure to possible irritation. My favorite cleansers have fragrance. I'm totally okay with it. My big problem with this one is that it's expensive. It's 3 fluid ounces, which is really small for a cleanser. Like, to give you perspective, my favorite cleanser is the Youth to the People cleanser, and that one's 8 fluid ounces. So it's more than double. If this cleanser were to be the same size as my favorite one, it would be $52. That is so expensive for a cleanser. I don't know if I've ever paid that much for a cleanser. Actually, no. I think I paid that much for the Allies of Skin cleanser. I can't remember, but there are very few instances where I would be okay spending that much on a cleanser because it's only on your face for like 30 to 60 seconds. Even though it can have beneficial ingredients, in reality, they're going to be rinsed off your face and down the drain. So you really don't need to spend that much. And when it comes to cleansers in really small bottles, I do get a little bit annoyed because anyone who's going to be repurchasing this cleanser is going to be creating way more plastic waste than if you were to have a bigger size bottle. And this is funny considering that for most brands, the cleanser is their cheapest product, but ironically, from what I can see, this is 1212 Gateway's most expensive product, which is kind of weird. I'm still trying to figure that out because I'm like, look, if you're going to put money into one product, put it into like a moisturizer or a leave-on treatment or a serum or in a sunscreen. Don't put it in your cleanser. I'm still so confused by this. Maybe it's something to do with the packaging. Like, packaging can be really expensive, and most of the time for most skincare brands, packaging is way more expensive than the actual formula itself. But I don't know, I was kind of disappointed for that reason. And the last product, my favorite product from the line from a formulation standpoint, is the Marigold Lip Balm. Now, I am someone who is always on the lookout for good, innovative lip balms. I like to kind of stray away from the typical Vaseline type balms, not because they're ineffective, but just because they really don't work for me. Like, I've tried so many petrolatum based lip balms and they never work. When I layer them, when I don't layer them, when I wear them during the day, when I wear them during the night, they really aren't as effective as I want them to be. And I like seeing products venture out into more innovative spaces by using really cool ingredients and getting creative beyond just your typical petrolatum Vaseline balm. And this one has some cool ingredients. It has soybean oil, great for moisturizing the skin, beeswax, which is good for creating this, protective layer over top of the skin, castor seed oil, another amazing ingredient for creating that seal, jojoba oil, great for hydration, and sunflower seed oil, an amazing ingredient for moisturizing the skin. Now, honestly, I like this ingredient list. While I wouldn't say it's the most innovative thing out there, like I definitely have seen other lip balms similar to this formula, they are taking a more creative stance to lip balm formulation, which I appreciate. I like to see that they're venturing out from the norm. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know if I've been using a new hair product or if it's my really fluffy towels. In so many videos, my towels will leave like these white fluffs all over my hair and it drives me crazy because I don't even see them until I'm editing them afterwards and I'm like, Hyram, it looks like you have dandruff. What the hell's going on? It's so annoying. If you guys know of any towels that aren't fluffy, let a bitch know because I'm so tired of just those little fibers getting everywhere. Okay, anyway, sorry for that rude interruption. The ingredients I don't like in this formula are exactly the same as the moisturizer, the rose flower oil, and the fragrant components, but honestly, I'm not someone who's bothered by fragrance in a lip product because in reality, the amount of irritants that are present in fruits or vegetable or processed foods that we eat every day are way more irritating than a small amount of fragrance in a skincare product. So our lips can actually handle a lot, and so I don't see it as a problem. I mean, it is expensive. It's $24, which is a price I'm willing to pay for a good quality lip balm, but for a lot of people who are just used to like the $3 lip balm, it is quite a jump. So it's honestly totally up to you and what you think it's worth. Like, my favorite lip balm is the Primera Clean Berry Lip Mask. It's $20, but it lasts forever, and it does such a good job at nourishing the lips. So, it's a price I'd be willing to pay, but this one does really come down to the experience and how well it does actually moisturize the lips. So now that we've gotten through the products, what are my thoughts on the overall brand, and do I think it's worth it or not? I would say overall that the brand isn't terrible. They do utilize some really innovative ingredients that I think are cool, that are not in common skincare products out there, and not necessarily a typical celebrity launch. I would say they're kind of expensive. Like, they're definitely not an affordable brand, but they're also not a luxury brand. I mean, except for that cleanser. Oh, now she's luxury. But overall, I'd say their pricing is okay. I am a little bit annoyed about the fragrance, and when I was actually looking through their FAQ page, they had this response: only the eye cream is fragrance free currently, although we are hearing a great deal of interest, so watch this space. So I don't know if that means that they are going to go with fragrance free options. I mean, honestly, a lot of brands like to go with fragrance because it is a nice experience, but I'm so proud of all of you guys who are working to get more brands to create fragrance free formulas. It's amazing. I love seeing the push for accessibility. But yeah, that is a big factor for me. Although I will say that I am glad to see that at least some of the products are formulated without undisclosed fragrance, that it's only like one essential oil and some fragrant components, as opposed to using the term fragrance and us having no idea how many ingredients they actually used. So overall, do I think this brand is worth it? Honestly, I'd have to try the products myself. The ingredient lists on their own aren't something that I love, but they're also not terrible formulas that make me absolutely deny ever using them. But that being said, I think it is important at some level to bring into factor the ethics of the founder of the brand. I don't want to hold a double standard because Catherine McBroom happens to be the face of the brand and very public about everything that goes on in her life. While I'm sure there's so many founders of other brands who have questionable ethics, and that's something I feel strongly about because I do feel like a lot of times creators and or celebrities are held to an unrealistic standard because everything in their life happens to be public, whereas plenty of other business people have the luxury of doing all their questionable things behind the scenes. But I also think it's important to factor in what Catherine McBroom and the Ace family are promoting on their platforms, what type of behaviors they're influencing, and what messages they're putting out there. Transparency is something that we as consumers don't always have, but when we do have the knowledge of questionable ethics and behaviors occurring, I do think it's our responsibility to bring those things up and hold those people accountable. And by purchasing from and contributing to a brand that is owned by Catherine McBroom, you are inevitably supporting Catherine McBroom. And I think it's important for us to think about the values, the ethics, and the messaging of the founder before we decide whether or not to support this brand. And that's all I'm gonna say. Again, I don't believe in creators dragging down other creators, and that's not what I'm here to do, but I do at some level want to be transparent about my thoughts and why I was so hesitant in reviewing this brand. And at this point in time, I won't be purchasing the products. As for what you do, that is totally your business, boo. There are so many people out there who love the Ace family, like my manager, she loves the Ace family. And if you want to purchase those products, go right on ahead. But for me personally, I don't feel comfortable supporting the brand. Oh man, that was stressful. I was trying to go about it in a way that was respectful, but man, walking on eggshells here. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think of the brand? What do you think of the ingredients? Let me know in the comment section down below. And please guys, keep it respectful. Let's have civilized conversations. But yeah, those are all my thoughts. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.